The one thing that we have to do is with this picture is to keep the scale large, keep the scale big. We have an ocean liner, we have a tugboat that looks like a very macho tugboat. It's not just a tugboat that you might see in New York Harbor ferrying boats around, but it's really got a personality and a feel to itself. So to keep that vastness, to keep that scope, required us to think a different way about doing it. Photon is a company in Australia that we have great respect for, and we've had a great collaboration with them, and we feel that they're going to give us some things that you've never really seen in a movie before. They are supervising from the construction and design of the miniatures to the actual shooting of all the elements to the compilation of all the elements. They're doing all of it.
It's important that you have a holistic view of the entire visual effects process. What's the objective? Is to create a credible illusion. We've really done our work properly when you watch this film and maybe the thought balloon is, I didn't see any effects in that film.
Dale's been watching our hind end quite a bit actually lately, and he's been very enthusiastic about it the whole way too. Knows what we have to do, knows the details of stuff, knows the minutiae involved. He's been just enjoying it.
Steve was looking for someone who didn't default to a digital solution every time there was a visual effect required. He knows that when you point a camera at a real thing, you can tweak the lighting and adjust it and get it looking right. Whereas a lot of digital effects just kind of get hammered out anonymously in some place and it arrives almost as a fait accompli. From the outset, Steve was very strongly of the view that a large miniature ship would be used and potentially additional miniatures or miniature components of the ship for more detailed work. That was almost a stated requirement of the equation.
What you see behind us is the Antonio Grassa miniature. It's about 60 feet long, and it weighs tons.
This boat is complex in both its complexions. It exists as a brand new ocean liner at the beginning of the film. It also exists as a 50-year-old floating rust bucket. And in both conditions, it's immensely detailed, which makes it an extremely complicated object. It's the actual broken bits of furniture, it's the collapsed staircases, the coiled up rusted wires and things. The geometry to replicate something like that in a 3D CGI model would be enormous.
You go through computer graphics and there's a variety of reasons why you use them. But to a large degree, it's because the shapes within the computer graphics are changing constantly. The Antonio Grassa is a static object. You only had to build one of them. I think personally it photographs better. I think you have more control over the texture. You have more control over the detail.
Tom had worked on Moulin Rouge and prior to that had done Matrix. He'd built the very famous helicopter that's crashing into the side of the building.
I was very fortunate to put such an excellent team together. About a team of 23 of us eventually. We started off with the boat and 1/10 scale tug pretty much at the same time. We're using the model twice. Rather than just see it as a hero, beautiful ship, we get to see it as two ships.
Composites are all about layering and layering and layering so that you get that complexity and fractal thing you get in the real world, that chaos. It's not an A plus B composite, it's an A plus B plus C plus, or the whole alphabet a couple of times over. We've travelled up and down the coast shooting both terrestrially and off boats and from helicopters, getting the piece of water in which this imaginary ship must sail. We had the luxury of being able to motion track the proxy vessels that we had in the water, determine the motion tracking paths, communicate that data to our motion control systems, and have them replicate the move of the camera boat or the camera helicopter with a large-scale miniature. That gave us everything we wanted. At the climax of this film, we have the lead actress having to escape from a sinking ship underwater. So clearly that's something that has to be filmed underwater, but we don't really have the means to sink a large ship. In this particular instance, she's been accompanied by hundreds of ghosts. And all of these ghosts are fleeing the sinking ship also. All of our ghost effects are derivative from physical props or actors. The grace and beauty of what we're calling ghost time is in how we take that live action footage and affect it.
You have to do a lot of homework with that stuff. You have to prepare a lot for it pretty carefully, or else it will turn out poorly and your illusion is shot. Once your illusion is shot, the movie's over.
A lot of the work on this film, I'm really hoping the audience will never grasp that they've seen an illusion until they watch this DVD, perhaps.